Welcome back to our channel, American Legends Losses. We've put together a list of well-known actors that passed away today in this memorial video. Those exceptional individuals who, regrettably, passed away today, even if they had a profound influence on their disciplines. My condolences go out to the family and all of the backers. I'm hoping you managed to sleep. We would be honored if you could show us how much you care by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Phillip John Donahue, better known by his stage name Phil Donahue, was a well-known writer, producer, and media personality in the United States. Donahue, who was born in Cleveland, Ohio, on December 21, 1935, was raised by working-class Irish Catholic parents. He went to St. Edward High School in Lakewood, Ohio, and later earned a business administration degree in 1957 from the University of Notre Dame. Donahue was lured to broadcasting, even though he first thought about a career in the priesthood. He started out as a production assistant at Cleveland's KYWN Television. Donahue's big break came when he started the Phil Donahue Show in Dayton, Ohio in 1967. This groundbreaking television show, which was eventually abbreviated to Donahue, debuted a brand new talk show format that featured audience participation, a concept that was revolutionary at the time. The program immediately became well known for its frank talks on contentious subjects, covering everything from women's liberation and civil rights to war and religious issues. Donahue was a renowned and well-liked personality in American television because of his ability to interact with both his guests and the viewers. Over the course of its 29-year career and 20 Daytime Emmy Awards, Donahue rose to national prominence. The popularity of the program opened the door for more talk programs and made Donahue a pioneer in the field. He spoke with a diverse range of people, including celebrities, political figures, and regular people with intriguing backstories. As a result of his sympathetic and probing interviewing approach, he became well-liked and was dubbed the father of daytime talk shows. Apart from his contributions to television, Donahue was a skilled writer and producer of motion pictures. In addition to producing other films, such as Body of War, which he co-directed with Ellen Spiro, he co-wrote the book Donahue, My Own Story. The film, which followed the hardships of a young Iraq war soldier, won praise from critics for its moving and personal depiction of the human cost of conflict. Donahue was also a strong supporter of social justice, frequently used his position to draw attention to injustices and advance harmony. He was a divisive figure because of his progressive beliefs and willingness to take on difficult themes, but he never wavered in his support for free speech and open communication. On August 18, 2024, Phil Donahue, who was 88 years old, passed away in New York City. Though his passing signaled the end of a chapter in television history, his reputation as a trailblazing talk show host and social change activist lives on. Marlo Thomas, an actress, and Donahue's 5 children survive him. Generations of fans and media professionals continue to honor and remember him for his contributions to the media and his influence on American culture. Renowned Canadian television personality Ron Buckshot Barge was a long-standing children's TV personality who rose to prominence in Calgary and other cities. Barge, who was born in Medicine Hat, Alberta in 1937, was passionate with entertainment as a child, especially music and live performances. His innate charm and musical ability inspired him to seek a career in television, where he discovered his niche as a children's entertainer and host. Barge began working for Calgary's CFCFCN-TV in the early 1960s, where he developed and hosted the Buckshot show. The program swiftly gained popularity in the area, enthralling young viewers with its unique blend of humor, music, and educational elements. Many children have been delighted by Buckshot, as he was fondly called, for his fascinating narrative, catchy tunes, and cheerful personality, all while sporting his trademark cowboy hat and boots. The show was a pioneer in children's television programming, combining live-action portions with animated content and puppets. The Buckshot show aired from 1967 until its last broadcast in 1997, a span of more than 30 years. It became one of the longest-running children's television shows in Canadian history throughout its tenure. Due to his knack for engaging younger audiences and his commitment to producing high-caliber content, Barge gained considerable recognition and became a beloved figure in Calgary's cultural environment. Many viewers of the show as youngsters were impacted by his work, and he received multiple accolades and recognitions for his services to children's television over the course of his career. Barge was a skilled musician in addition to his job on television, frequently fusing his passion for music into his shows. On the Buckshot show, he sang and performed a variety of instruments, teaching kids to the joys of music and encouraging many of them to follow their own musical interests. His popularity in the community was increased by his performances at charity events and neighborhood gatherings, demonstrating his talent beyond television. At the age of 87, Ron Buckshot Barge departed from this life on August 18, 2024. For many who cherished his appearance on their TV screens, his passing signaled the end of an era. Those who grew up watching the Buckshot show remember Barge as a beloved entertainer and a pioneer of children's television. His loved ones, friends, and innumerable admirers live on and continue to honor the joy and happiness he brought into the lives of so many. American educator and philanthropist Ruth Colvin is mostly recognized for her outstanding contributions to adult literacy. Culvin was born in Chicago, Illinois, on December 16, 1916, into a family that placed a high importance on education. She married Robert Culvin after graduating from Northwestern University with a degree in commerce, and the two eventually made Syracuse, New York, their home. Ruth Culvin's lifelong mission began to take form there. Culvin first learned of the startlingly high adult illiteracy rates in the U.S. in the early 1960s, especially in her own neighborhood. In 1962, she took action and founded Literacy Volunteers of America (LVA), determined to make a difference. Culvin personally trained volunteers to teach reading and writing to individuals who had not learned these vital skills, and this was how the group got its start as a grassroots movement. Her creative strategy was based on tolerance, empathy, and a strong conviction about the transformational potential of reading. LVA quickly flourished under Culvin's direction, going from a local initiative to a nationwide organization with chapters all throughout the country. The program's emphasis on volunteerism and community involvement, together with its flexibility in catering to the various requirements of adult learners, played a significant role in its success. Culvin's approaches placed a strong emphasis on individualized instruction and regard for each learner's dignity, fostering an atmosphere in which people might get past obstacles that had previously stood in their way of becoming literate. Pro-Literacy Worldwide, an international organization committed to promoting literacy for individuals and families worldwide, was established in 2002 via the merger of Literacy Volunteers of America and Laubach Literacy International. Culvin continued to encourage adult learners and push for literacy education throughout her life, becoming actively involved in the organization. Her efforts had a significant influence, giving millions of people the tools they needed to enhance their lives and give back to their communities. Because of her well-known contributions to reading, Ruth Culvin was honored with many accolades during her life. President George W. Bush gave her one of the most prestigious awards, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, in December 2006. This award honored her unceasing efforts and her enduring influence on social justice and education. At the age of 107, Ruth Colvin passed away on August 18, 2024. Over the course of her extraordinary life, which lasted more than a century, she left an enduring impression on the world. Around the world, Culvin's impact continues to motivate educators, philanthropists, and literacy advocates. She will always be recognized for her unshakable dedication to empowering people through education, in addition to her innovative work in developing LVA and pro-literacy worldwide. Ruth Culvin's life and contributions demonstrate the enormous impact one person can have on a great number of people's lives. Fabien Maurice Alain, born in Sceaux, Hauts-de-Seine, France on November 8, 1935. Marcel Delon was a well-known French actor who rose to fame in the European film industry. Delon's early years were turbulent. He was placed in foster care, and his parents split when he was a small child. Filmmakers were drawn to him because of his captivating charisma and remarkable appearance, which helped catapult him into prominence despite a difficult upbringing. Although Delon's career started in the late 1950s, it wasn't until the 1960s that he really became recognized as one of the most important performers in Europe. His big break came from his performance in the 1960 film Plein Soleil, which was an adaptation of the talented Mr. Ripley by Patricia Highsmith. His performance of the endearing but evil Tom Ripley won over both critics and viewers, making him a major star in French film. Delon's partnership with filmmaker Luchino Visconti enhanced his standing as a global celebrity. His talent to capture dark, complicated characters was on display in films like As Rocco and His Brothers 1960 and The Leopard 1963, where his performances were praised for their nuance and passion. Delon kept up his legacy building during the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s by starring in a number of movies that are today regarded as masterpieces. His performances in Jean-Pierre Melville's Le Samouraï 1967 and Borsellino 1970 solidified his status as a cultural and cinematic icon. Delon became a global sex icon thanks to his on-screen presence, which was defined by his piercing blue eyes, austere manner, and a combination of elegance and menace. His allure was cross-cultural, garnering him a loyal fan base across the globe. Delon pursued a career in acting in addition to producing films and dabbling in business from time to time. Delon has some controversies in his life despite his great achievements. His political beliefs generated discussion, and the media frequently scrutinized his relationships, both personal and professional. Even so, there was no denying his influence on popular culture and film. Delon became a representation of French luxury and style, therefore his influence went beyond the screen. Numerous honors, including an honorary Palme d'Or at the 2019 Cannes Film Festival, were given to him in recognition of his contributions to the film industry, honoring his remarkable career and enduring legacy. At the age of 88, Alain Delon departed from this life on August 21, 2024. Being one of the last stars of his generation, his passing signaled the end of an era for European film. Delon's films are still regarded as masterpieces, and his likeness is still associated with vintage French cinema, cementing his reputation as a cultural and cinematic icon. In addition to his skill and services to the film industry, he is recognized for his unique presence, which made a lasting impression on the industry. Recently, there has been talk on Facebook about the presumed demise of the well-liked actor Van Dam. Fortunately, there is no truth to these reports at all. Actor, director, and professional martial artist JeanClaude Van Dam was born Jean-Claude Camille François van Varenberg on October 18, 1960, in St. Agatha, Berchem, Belgium. He is well known for his action-packed movies and remarkable martial arts prowess. With hits like Bloodsport 1988, Kickboxer 1989, and Universal Soldier 1992, he became well known in the late 1980s and early 1990s. He was dubbed the Muscles from Brussels because of his physical prowess and personality on screen. Van Dam's career has been hampered by personal problems and health problems despite his accomplishments. He has been candid about his struggle with bipolar disease, which resulted in unpredictable conduct and challenges in his personal and professional lives. Due to substance misuse and a string of box office failures, his career took a turn for the worse in the late 1990s, ushering in a time of near oblivion. Van Dam has returned in more recent times, embracing his history and even making fun of his tough guy persona in shows like Jean-Claude Van Johnson 2016. Notwithstanding these accomplishments, the aging action hero has had difficulties related to his health, such as heart problems and worries about his mental state.